Welcome to Whispers and Confessions. There might be a twist waiting, so please make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's begin right away.
I'm Julia, 35 years old, with what I'd consider an attractive figure. My long brown hair, deep green eyes, elegant curves, and full breasts give me a natural allure that tends to draw attention. At 5 feet 7 inches, my figure has been sculpted through regular yoga and Pilates sessions. Yet beneath this confident exterior, I carry a secret I haven't even shared with my husband. I struggle with the inability to achieve orgasm. At 35, I find myself deeply troubled by my inability to experience sexual pleasure. Despite my best efforts with my husband, my body remains unresponsive, and this has become an overwhelming source of anxiety for me. I met Nolan during a graduate psychology seminar. I was pursuing my clinical psychology degree when he came in as a guest lecturer in psychological counseling. His blend of intellect and warmth instantly drew me in. What started as a coffee chat after the seminar blossomed into dating, and within 6 months of passionate courtship, we decided to tie the knot. We had a beautiful beach wedding in California. There I stood in my white gown, beaming with joy, while Nolan gazed at me as we exchanged our lifelong vows. The early days of our marriage were nothing short of blissful, filled with deep understanding, thoughtful gestures, meaningful conversations, and tender moments of physical intimacy. But as we entered our 3rd year of marriage, I started having sexual problems. Initially, I brushed it off as temporary, but the issues only persisted. My condition manifested in several ways. I experienced significant vaginal dryness during intimacy and found myself completely unresponsive to any form of stimulation. Orgasm remained an elusive experience, and I struggled to feel any genuine sexual desire or arousal. Even self-stimulation proved futile. These challenges dealt a severe blow to my self-confidence and left me increasingly anxious about physical intimacy. I sought medical help from multiple specialists, trying everything from hormone treatments to psychological counseling and various medications. Nothing seemed to help. The doctors suggested my symptoms were likely psychological rather than physical, but they couldn't offer any concrete solutions. Intimacy with Nolan became more of a duty than a pleasure. As a psychological counselor himself, Nolan recognized my struggles and felt utterly helpless. The irony wasn't lost on him. Here he was, a professional who had helped countless others through their problems, yet he couldn't find a way to help his own wife. Our emotional connection began to fray. Living in our peaceful California suburb, we were desperately searching for solutions when we stumbled across discussions about couple swapping in an online forum. "Julia, something has to change," Nolan said, his voice trembling. "What do you mean?" I asked, feeling the color drain from my face as my heart raced. "I see how much this is hurting you," he continued, dropping his gaze. "Being a counselor and watching my own wife suffer, it's been tearing me apart. Every night, seeing the pain in your eyes just breaks my heart." "Nolan." Tears welled up in my eyes as my hands trembled. "That suggestion we found online," he said, nervously biting his lip. "I know it sounds crazy, but maybe we need to try something different. If it could help you." "Are you serious?" I looked up at him, surprised. "I never thought you'd consider it." My voice wavered between hope and uncertainty. "I love you," Nolan said softly, taking my trembling hands in his. "I'd do anything to save our relationship, anything at all, as long as we're in this together." We made the decision to attend a private gathering, hoping it would help address our issues and reignite our passion. With a mix of nervous energy and anticipation, we made our way to an exclusive resort just outside San Francisco. The venue hosted an array of successful professional couples, each bringing their own unique circumstances. Some were looking to spice up their long-term marriages, while others, like myself, were there to work through intimate challenges. Among them was a physician couple hoping to rekindle the spark that had dimmed amid their hectic schedules, and a pair of tech executives struggling with intimacy due to workplace pressures. The gathering also included an attorney couple exploring new dimensions in their relationship, and two professors combining their intellectual interests with their romantic life. Though outwardly successful, each couple carried their own private struggles and unfulfilled desires. For my benefit, Nolan took the initiative to seek out potential partners. His willingness to put my needs first touched me deeply. As he mingled with various couples in the resort's elegant lounge, searching for the right match, one particular pair stood out with their sophisticated and elegant appearance. "Hi there, I'm Jack, and this is Emma," introduced a distinguished-looking businessman, accompanied by his equally elegant wife. Emma warmly added, "We'd love to spend some quality time getting to know you both." Despite our initial reservations, their genuine warmth put us at ease. "You guys seem really great," Jack remarked smoothly. "I'd be delighted to share this experience with you." His words sent an unexpected thrill through me, leaving me both flustered and intrigued. After some discussion, we agreed to partner swap with Jack and Emma. I went with Jack while Nolan accompanied Emma, each couple retreating to separate rooms. Though initially uncertain, Jack's gentle guidance helped calm my nerves. Once in the hotel room, he approached me slowly, whispering softly, "Relax, Julia. We'll move at whatever pace feels right for you." My pulse quickened with a mixture of anticipation and excitement. Despite this being my first time in such a situation, I found myself more thrilled than fearful. Jack's soothing voice and tender gaze had a calming effect. "Julia, you're absolutely stunning. Let's make this moment special," he murmured. As he drew me into a gentle kiss and embrace, electricity coursed through my body. Wrapped in his strong yet tender arms, surrounded by his warmth, I felt my apprehension slowly dissolve. With gentle reverence, he undressed me, his fingertips tracing the contours of my body. His tender touch awakened feelings I hadn't felt in ages, and I inhaled deeply, surrendering to the moment. Something extraordinary happened. Long-lost sensations began to stir within me. Each caress sent waves of pleasure cascading through my body, igniting a fire I thought had been extinguished forever. As his hands explored my most intimate places, my body responded with an intensity that took me by surprise. Involuntary sounds of pleasure escaped my lips, and I found myself completely ready for him. We joined together on the bed, moving in perfect synchronization. Each rhythmic motion sent waves of ecstasy through my entire being. As Jack's breathing grew more intense, I matched his passion, feeling myself building towards something I hadn't experienced in years. When the moment finally came, tears streamed down my face, tears of joy, relief, and release. My entire body trembled with the force of my orgasm as years of pent-up emotion poured out. Jack held me close, tenderly wiping away my tears. The transformation in me was impossible for Nolan to ignore. These new intimate experiences had helped me overcome my sexual difficulties, and our own intimate life had been rekindled. However, I soon found myself craving more adventures. What had started as a way to overcome my sexual difficulties had awakened something deeper within me. My encounter with Jack had not only restored my physical sensations, but had fundamentally changed who I was. I found myself torn between two powerful forces: my deep love for Nolan and my growing desire to explore these new sensations. My encounters with David evolved beyond mere physical connection into something more profound, leaving me increasingly conflicted. While my years of holding back had lifted, it was replaced by a different kind of struggle, the tension between my desire for exploration and my sense of guilt. Caught between the thrill of discovery and moral uncertainty, I convinced myself that this journey would lead to personal growth and suggested we continue with the lifestyle. Nolan's response, "Whatever makes you happy, babe," was accepting, but I could see the worry and fear in his eyes about my transformation. "Look, honey," I said, my voice trembling with emotion. "I've discovered this whole new side of myself. Our relationship means everything to me, but right now, I need to explore this part of myself. I believe it will ultimately strengthen our connection." Despite his visible internal struggle, Nolan chose to support my decision. "I love you for who you are," Nolan said, wrapping his arms around me. His unconditional acceptance and understanding gave me the freedom to explore my desires more fully. Through my experiences with others, I gained a deeper understanding of my sexuality and finally broke free from the walls I'd built up for so long. Nolan tentatively approached Jennifer and David, a well-established couple around our age. To our surprise, they eagerly accepted and suggested meeting right away. When Nolan shared this news, I couldn't contain my excitement and quickly arranged dinner for the four of us at an upscale San Francisco restaurant. After getting acquainted over our meal, we naturally paired off and headed to separate hotels. The moment I stepped into the hotel suite with David, an electric attraction sparked between us. "Julia," he said, his eyes intense with desire, "I've been drawn to you since we first met. Tonight's going to be unforgettable." His words sent my heart racing wildly. What followed was unlike anything I'd experienced before. David's touch ignited every nerve ending in my body, his breath against my skin making me tremble. Each caress sent waves of pleasure coursing through me, sensations more intense than I'd ever known. My body responded to him naturally, instinctively, as if we'd known each other forever. David was clearly as caught up in the moment as I was. His ragged breathing and increasingly passionate touches told me he was experiencing the same intense pleasure. His face reflected pure ecstasy as our bodies moved in perfect rhythm together. We lost ourselves completely in each other, our passionate encounter lasting until the first rays of dawn broke through the windows. When morning came, I found myself reluctant to leave. "David," I ventured carefully, "could we meet again? This connection feels too special to end." His eyes lit up. "I was hoping you'd say that. Tonight with you has been more incredible than anything I've ever experienced. We definitely need to see each other again." This marked the beginning of our secret relationship, one that went beyond casual swinging and developed into something far more meaningful. I found myself falling deeper into my connection with David. Despite the guilt I felt toward Nolan, I couldn't resist the allure of our secret rendezvous. When David suggested, "Let's spend the whole night together," I couldn't say no. The next morning, I returned home to find Nolan waiting in the living room, his face etched with worry and suspicion. "Where have you been, Julia?" His voice quivered with emotion. "I was just hanging out with some friends," I mumbled, avoiding his gaze as my heart pounded. "All night?" The doubt in his voice was unmistakable. "Don't worry about it," I replied hastily, rushing to the shower to escape his questioning eyes. Without warning, Nolan followed me into the bathroom. Before I could react, he pulled me into a passionate kiss that took my breath away. This was a side of him I'd never seen. Gone was his usual gentle restraint, replaced by an intensity and passion that left me weak in the knees. His transformation seemed triggered by my affair with David, awakening a fierce desire that showed in everything he did. There was an intensity in his eyes I'd never witnessed before, and his touches became more confident, more demanding. This new version of Nolan was incredibly attractive to me, like discovering a whole new person beneath the familiar surface. Nolan began expressing his desires more openly. He'd surprise me with passionate embraces or steel-heated kisses in the bathroom after coming home from work. His bold spontaneity was intoxicating, breathing new life into our intimate relationship. This changed everything between us. Our nightly ritual of sharing intimate moments in the bathroom became a time of passionate exploration and discovery. Though our experiment with swinging had created some cracks in our relationship, it had also unlocked new depths of desire and understanding between us. Each passionate encounter brought us closer together, deepening our connection in ways we never expected.